I do my own knife reviews just as something fun. I wanted to own Magna Cut. I looked into the Mordax and I noticed that they raised the price this year by $100, and I don't think the knife is worth $300. But I wanted something in Magna Cut, so I decided to get this instead. It's a Vale Viper, and there it is right there. And see how they have, well, the veil is cut in half. Like they masked and taped off the bottom half and removed the tape and took off the bottom of the A is missing, the bottom of the E is missing. It just looks like they shouldn't have released it with this mistake, but they did. Okay, and the model number, I'll have to look it up. The blade is under 3 inches, so it's a small knife. And as you can see, it's Magna Cut. The blade came sharp right out of the box. The thumb studs are sharp. When you flip them, they hurt your fingers on both sides. I thought it could have been a one-sided mistake, but both sides are sharp. And the lock, as you can see, the lock, I was never one for these little grooves in the lock. They seem to cut into my fingers. I think it would have been better to leave it plain. But they believe that you get a better grip with it with these. I have other knives with this too, and it bothers me. The thing that really, really irks me about this $211 knife with tax is the handle. It photographs better than it really is. I paid $40 more for this wood. Begins with a B. It looks like a walnut, but it's not. But let's see if you can hear this. It sounds like plastic, and in reality, when you get the knife home, it looks like plastic. And I paid $40 more, and it makes the whole knife look cheap. You would think it's a plastic knife that's worth maybe $10 or $20, and it's over a $200 knife. So I went on. I like the jimping that they have here, and it fits in your hand nice. You could see how it's not long, like some of the other knives go right to the end of my hand. But it's a 3-inch handle, and you got the jimping, which is handy. It's a nice little knife. But this lock rubs on the blade too tight. And when you try to use this, sometimes it's almost locked in because it's too tight. So I oiled it. Rather than take it, normally I take it apart. And normally I take it apart and pull this out this way more, so it doesn't rub so tight on the blade. But in doing so, sometimes it doesn't lock the blade anymore. It stays out way over here. If I pull it out too much, it stays there and the blade just falls down. So if you're going to adjust it, be careful that you don't over adjust it and it's out here. If you over adjust it, you just take it apart and put it back in. But I couldn't. I took my finger and pushed really hard off to the side to try to make it stay there a little less so the knife would open easier. And it does. It actually does. So I didn't want to take the knife apart and have to bend that. But now, see, I can't get that. It won't. For a $200 knife, I should be able to flip it open, right? I can't even flip it open. Nope. So this finger's stronger for me. Nope, it won't flip. But it will flip with this. So I'm not pleased with the knife. I don't think it's worth over $200. And the plastic wood, I would avoid the knife, to tell you the truth. I'm only keeping it so I have bragging rights that I own Magna Cut. And other people, I've giving it to other people and showing. I just got the knife and I've shown it to a few other people. And they say, boy, Steve, that wood seems like plastic, don't it? But they don't advertise it as plastic or G10 or anything. They just say it's wood. $40 more for that. I could open it that time. It depends how hard the knife shuts. If the knife shuts really hard, I just pushed it shut. Now it won't open. Nope, wouldn't open. It opens with the side, with the thumb stud. As long as you lightly close the knife, for a $200 knife, it shouldn't matter if you lightly close it or close it anyway. It should open. See, if I close it like this, it opens. Nope, not opening. There, it's very hard. It's actually leaving a dent in my finger right there to open it. Nope, not pleased with the knife. I should have returned it. I haven't done any harm to it except for oil it, trying to, so I wouldn't have to mess with the lock. But I'm going to keep it. Not pleased with it, but keeping it. I have better $20 knives and $25 knives that open much easier. So there you go. Magna Cut Vale Viper. It's a Vale Viper. The model number is Viper. The company, I believe, is Vale. Piece of caca.